Have you ever wondered what truly makes a woman feel drawn to someone? The answer isn't about fancy gifts, big gestures, or smooth lines. It's hidden in the power of a question. Today, I'm going to reveal 6 questions that women secretly love being asked. Questions that create sparks, curiosity, and connection in ways most men will never understand. Imagine her eyes lighting up, her smile widening, and her heart leaning just a little closer to you, all because of a few simple words you choose carefully. Stick with me till the end, because what I share here could completely change the way you connect, talk, and attract, not just women, but meaningful connections that last. Drop a comment with your city and where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more life-changing insights. Have you ever noticed how a single question can completely change the energy of a conversation? It's remarkable, really, how the human mind responds to curiosity. When you ask a woman the right question, it's not just words passing through the air. It's an invitation for her to share a piece of herself that she doesn't offer to everyone. The power lies not in the question itself, but in the intention behind it. Women, more than anyone, can sense when someone is genuinely interested versus when someone is simply going through the motions. There's a subtle psychological signal that communicates, I see you. I care about your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings. And that signal sparks attention, intrigue, and ultimately attraction. The beauty of curiosity-driven questions is that they shift the dynamic from shallow, small talk to meaningful exchange. Instead of asking the usual, how was your day? Or what do you do? Questions she's heard hundreds of times. You're asking something that activates her intellect, her emotions, or even her imagination. Questions that make her pause, think, and reflect. That pause, that spark of thought, is what draws her in. It's the same principle behind storytelling philosophy, and even great teaching humans are wired to respond to prompts that engage their curiosity, that make them feel heard and understood on a deeper level. And here's the thing. This isn't manipulation. This isn't about trying to trick someone into liking you. It's about presence, about attentiveness, about demonstrating a depth of awareness that many overlook in daily interactions. When you genuinely want to understand someone, you naturally ask questions that open doors rather than close them. You create a safe space where she can reveal layers of herself she may have kept hidden, and in that space, something profound happens. Attraction begins to grow organically, effortlessly, like a plant responding to sunlight. This is also where philosophy meets psychology. Aristotle once said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And part of knowing another person is recognizing that they, too, crave understanding. By asking the right questions, you're not just learning about her. You're tapping into a universal truth, that humans long to be seen, heard, and appreciated for who they truly are. Questions that evoke curiosity honor this longing. They invite vulnerability, laughter, introspection, and most importantly, connection. So the next time you enter a conversation, remember this: your words carry power far beyond their surface meaning. The questions you choose aren't just small talk. They are bridges to connection, keys to curiosity, and invitations to intimacy. Ask with intention, listen with presence, and you will notice a shift, not only in the way she responds, but in the way she experiences being with you. At the end of the day, the simplest questions, asked thoughtfully, can reveal the most profound truths about human connection. Use them wisely, and you'll find that attraction isn't something you chase. It's something you create. Connection is not just about words. It's about the emotions those words carry. When you ask a woman questions that touch on her passions, her dreams, or even her fears, you are doing more than just gathering information. You are creating a bridge into her inner world. Most people skim the surface of conversation, content with trivial details, but real attraction comes from resonance, from moments where two people feel truly understood. Emotional connection is the soil in which attraction grows, and the questions you ask are the seeds. When she feels that her thoughts and feelings are valued, when she senses your genuine interest, it awakens a sense of safety and trust. And trust is magnetic. It's fascinating how subtle this process can be. A question as simple as, what's something you've always dreamed of doing but never have, can open doors to her memories, her passions, and her vulnerabilities. It's not about prying into her life. It's about inviting her to share a part of herself that few get to see. Psychologically, humans are drawn to those who validate their experiences and emotions. When a woman shares something personal and you respond with thoughtful attentiveness, you create a mirror of understanding that she can't ignore. That reflection is where attraction begins to deepen beyond the physical and the superficial. There's also a philosophical dimension to this. Every human being craves significance. We want to know that our existence, our thoughts, and our feelings matter. When you ask meaningful questions, you acknowledge her existence in a way that is profound. You're not just inquiring, you're affirming. An affirmation, when delivered with authenticity, is one of the most potent forms of influence. Women, like all humans, are drawn to people who make them feel valued, who see them not just as a presence in a room, but as a complex, fascinating individual with depth and layers. This is where awareness and timing matter. The questions you ask must be appropriate, naturally flowing from the conversation, rather than forced or rehearsed. Listen closely to her cues, her tone, and her expressions. Responding to her answers with curiosity and empathy strengthens the emotional bond further. This is the art of connection, knowing when to probe gently, when to pause, and when to celebrate her openness with a nod, a smile, or a follow-up that shows you've truly heard her. Ultimately, building emotional intimacy through thoughtful questions is a skill that transforms interactions. It moves attraction from fleeting spark to meaningful engagement. When a woman senses that you understand her on an emotional level, the connection becomes memorable, rare, and magnetic. Emotional connection is not accidental. It is cultivated, nurtured, and respected. Ask with sincerity, listen with your full attention, and watch as the space between curiosity and genuine intimacy collapses. Attraction, at its deepest level, begins when someone feels truly seen. Make her feel seen, and you'll create a bond that lingers far longer than any casual encounter ever could. Attraction is rarely built in a straight line. Beyond curiosity and emotional connection, there is a third element that transforms interest into something electric: playfulness. There is a reason why the most memorable interactions often involve laughter, teasing, and lighthearted banter. Playfulness creates chemistry in ways that serious conversation alone cannot. When you ask a question that makes her smile, or even challenges her to think differently in a fun way, you are activating a different part of her mind. The part that is drawn to excitement, spontaneity, and the unpredictability of life. Psychology tells us that humans are wired to respond positively to experiences that are enjoyable and stimulating. In conversation, this translates into attraction that feels effortless and natural. The subtle power of playful questions lies in their ability to break down walls. When someone is relaxed and laughing, their defenses drop and genuine interaction begins. Think about the questions that prompt a little imagination, a little teasing, or a hint of mischief. Something as simple as, if you could switch lives with any character in a movie for a day, who would it be? Invites creativity, humor, and personal insight simultaneously. It signals that you are confident enough to embrace fun, that you don't take yourself too seriously, and that you are open to shared experiences beyond the mundane. This dynamic instantly increases attraction because it shifts the interaction from transactional to memorable, from ordinary to magnetic. Philosophically, playfulness touches on a deeper truth: humans are drawn to joy. Aristotle once spoke of eudaimonia, the flourishing life, which is not just about reason or morality, but about engaging fully with life's experiences, including pleasure and delight. Questions that spark laughter or curiosity invite her into that space of shared joy. They show that you are someone who not only seeks understanding, but also wants to co-create memorable moments. There is a magnetic quality to people who can balance depth with lightness, insight with spontaneity, and curiosity with humor. Playful questions also allow for subtle flirtation. They give you a way to express interest without pressure, creating tension that is attractive rather than intimidating. The rhythm of playful back and forth conversation mirrors the rhythms of chemistry itself, unpredictable, engaging, and alive. When she engages with your questions, laughs at your jokes, and responds with her own playful energy, you are building a connection that feels both thrilling and comfortable. Ultimately, the questions that spark playfulness are not about manipulation, they are about presence, confidence, and shared energy. They are tools to create a dynamic where curiosity, emotional connection, and fun intersect. When you incorporate them naturally, they elevate every interaction, leaving a lasting impression. So remember this. Attraction is not only about understanding or empathizing, it is also about creating energy and joy. Playfulness invites connection, laughter, and a spark that lingers long after the conversation ends. Use it wisely, and you will find that the chemistry you cultivate is not fleeting. It is memorable, magnetic, and profoundly human.